Hey everybody, it's David and I'm back with another video. Today is going to be part 2 of the J's in my journey through my CD collection. This will be the last video for the J's, so next week we will start the K's. And so let's get things started. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of this first group that I'm gonna feature, but if you haven't, it is Jars of Clay. This is their debut release from, I want to say, 1995 maybe, 96, but this one has the big hit on it, Flood, that was all over the radio, even mainstream music stations too. It also has Love Song for a Savior, Like a Child, Art in Me, and Worlds Apart. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is their best album. They didn't get better as they went on. They just kind of started losing it. Maybe after the second album they did that. But to me, this is probably their best album right here. Next up is Crazy Time single. Of course, Crazy Times. And there was a couple other ones. There was Frail, Sleepers, and The Chair that was on this album. But Crazy Times was the first single from their next album, Much Afraid. And I like Crazy Times. It's a good song. And then here is the album, Much Afraid. Now this one is my second favorite Audio Adrenaline. Wow, second favorite Jars of Clay album. Fade to Gray is good. Of course, Crazy Times. 5 Candles, You Were There. Let's see, Much Afraid, and Hymn. Not hymn, but a hymn, like you would sing at church. That's the title of the last song. But anyway, this one was from 98, 99. Yep. Another great album from them. If you haven't heard of them, look them up. And they've kind of got that folksy kind of rock to them a little bit. But then they can still flat out just rock some of their songs. But here's their excuse me, here's their next one, If I Left the Zoo. Not my favorite not my favorite Jars of Clay album. Probably Unforgetful You, No One Loves Me Like You. Let's see. Can't Erase It is good too. So yeah, not a whole lot of my favorite songs are on this album, but this one came with a couple good ones. Yeah, this is probably third favorite Jars of Clay album. Then you have The 11th Hour. This one came out in 2002. Again, I don't know if I mentioned, but all these are on the Essential Records. Yeah. Let's see. Something Beautiful. The 11th Hour. Disappear. Yeah. Just not their best album. It's still good though. And then this is Furthermore from the studio and the stage. These are I guess I can't remember what exactly they did. They went back and redid some of their songs in the studio, and then then they have live tracks of some songs. So, anyway, this came out in 2003 on Essential. So from the studio, you have Overjoyed, Something Beautiful, the Valley Song, Sing of Your Mercy, Liquid, The 11th Hour, Dig, Redemption, Love Song for a Savior, Frail, and Needful Hands. Needful Hands, if I can remember, Needful Hands is the song that was on the Exodus worship album. It had like Jars of Clay was on there, Michael W. Smith, DC Talk, Chris Rice, the Katinas. Seems like there's a few other ones that were on there too, but that's the only one. That's the one. But so that song was on that album. And then from the stage, you have Disappear, Like a Child, Crazy Times, I Need You, The 11th Hour, This Road, Fly, I'm Alright, Revolution, Flood, and Worlds Apart. So, I don't know if you consider it a best of because, you know, some of those songs were new to this album, new to me when I first got it. So, I don't know if it was a, greatest hits or just something kind of, I don't know, special album that they decided to put out. But anyway, that's Furthermore from the studio, from the stage. Then their next album is Who We Are Instead. This came out in 2000. This one also came out in 2003. This one had some good songs on it. Let's see. Sunny Days, Amazing Grace, Faith Enough, Show You Love, Jesus' Blood Has Never Failed Me Yet. It's a good album. This one is better than, If I Left the Zoo or 11th Hour. So next up is Redemption Songs. This one was from 2005 on Essential Records. And this one was kind of a hymns album. I mean, they did have a couple original songs on here, I think. But they had I Need Thee Every Hour, I'll Fly Away, Nothing But the Blood. Let's see. It Is Well With My Soul. They'll Know We Are Christians by Our Love. This one is a good album. I like this album. Jars of Clay's Redemption Songs. Then here is Good Monsters from 2006. Good album. Dead Man is my favorite song off of this album. Let's see. Yeah, Dead Man is probably my favorite song. Yeah, just it's okay. Then their next album is the Greatest Hits album, from 2008. Flood, Love Song for a Savior, Like a Child, Worlds Apart, Crazy Times, Frail, Unforgetful You, I Need You, Show You Love, Amazing Grace, God Will Lift Up Your Head, Dead Man, Work, and Love Is the Protest. So, just basically your standard Greatest Hits album. Next up, not the best album, probably one of the worst Jars of Clay albums. From 2009, this is The Long Fall Back to Earth. I only listened to this album once, and I did not care for it. So, I don't really have a whole lot to say. Probably Two Hands is probably the only song I can even remember listening to. And here's their album, The Shelter. I think this was kind of like a worship album, or something, because, it had Brandon Heath on here, Mac Powell, Derek Webb, Burlap the Cashmere, Mike Dunhay from 10th Avenue North. Then David Crowder, Sarah Groves, Matt Marr, Amy Grant. This one was from 2010, I think. Yep, 2010. Yeah, it looked like it was kind of a worship album, but I really only listened to this album once or twice, and nothing really incredible to write home about, just because at this time they started to lose even more what they were my interest in them anyway. So, and here's their latest album. I don't even know if it is their latest album. They might have put something out since this, but I never heard of it. I haven't heard anything from them in a long time. This is from 2013. This is their album Islands. It's pretty bad. I mean, this is like the worst Jars of Clay album ever. I mean, I just can't remember even liking any songs on here. So that's it for Jars of Clay. Sorry about that. Throat was getting dry. So there's only a few more left, so this is the reissue from Jerusalem, Dancing on the Head of the Serpent. They're a metal band from back in the 80s. This one came out in 2018. Reissued by Girder, or not by Girder, reissued by Retroactive Records. It's an okay album. It's got 2 discs. One is the USA version, and the other one is the European version. Yep. So, if you like 80s metal, check out Jerusalem. Next up is Step on It by Jet Circus. This group, I'm not sure if both of them or one of them were in Leviticus, a Christian hard rock band from the 80s. This one came out in 1990. It's awesome. I love this album. My favorite song though is Victory Dance. I mean, it's got rap with like some hard, heavy metal, drums and guitars. It's good. You should get on YouTube when you're done watching this video. Look up Jet Circus and Victory Dance. It's a good song. Alright. Now some bands, especially that have been around for a long time, and I'm just starting to get into their music, bands or singers, some of them I look at them and go, I think the greatest hits would probably be just enough for me. So excuse me. That's why I've got just the greatest hits from Hootie and the Blowfish, just the greatest hits from Goo Goo Dolls, even though I would really like to pick up, I think it's called Dizzy Up the Girl, I think is what it's called. Anyway, and then, oh yeah, Collective Soul. I just have the greatest hits. And it's the same with this artist. He's got a lot of music. So I figured instead of trying to buy every CD that he ever put out, I'll just get his greatest hits. And that's what I did. So I got the Essential Billy Joel. It's got all the hits. Piano Man. New York State of Mind. She's Always a Woman. Only the Good Die Young. Just the Way You Are. Honestly. My Life. It's Still Rock and Roll to Me. You May Be Right. She's Got Away. An Innocent Man. Uptown Girl. The Longest. It's got Baby Grand on here, a duet with Ray Charles. We Didn't Start the Fire. The River of Dreams. Good Night, My Angel. all the best hits from Billy Joel. Because sometimes all you need is the greatest hits. That's all you need. And that's true with Billy Joel. And finally, this group only put one album out in 1995 on Goatee Records, which is the record label owned and run by Toby Mac and his cousin. So this one was executive produced by Toby. So, and that group is Johnny Q. Public, and the album is called Extraordinary. Now these guys are, I'd say grunge, pretty much grunge, but good, not too bad. I mean, they're really good. Preacher's Kid, Body Bee, Black Ice, As I Pray, Women of Zion, I think they do a cover of Larry Norman's Reader. I think he does Reader's Digest. I think. But I know they do a cover of Bob Dylan. He does. I think he did Serve Somebody. So it's just a good album. I wish they would have put more stuff out, but for some reason they only put one album out. So there you go. That'll do it for this episode. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I still got a long way to go. And you can catch up on all the other videos too. So until then, have a good day, everybody.